I know. I should be talking already. Oh, there's something wrong with my. This has been really slow, wasn't it? I believe. Maybe I should do some figuring with this system. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, I don't know if anybody's actually watching. I was supposed to do this hours ago, and I fell asleep. Like coma level asleep. Woke up with a stinky sweat. It was nasty. It smelled like, don't do that. uh, get distracted. Forgot what I was talking about. But anyway, Dragon Magazine 2. Digging into the old stuff to figure out how we can modify our new games. The last one I went through, one of the articles stuck with me, and I instituted as a rule on my games about using lockpicks. Some people aren't going to agree with it. That's okay. But this was from Dragon Magazine back in the day. Class protection was something they knew about. You know. So, what I found out reading through Dragon Magazine 2 was it's mainly a bunch of short stories, okay? A lot of them are just short stories. And as always, I'm just going to go through it loosely. I'm late. I kind of invited some people, but I was late doing it. It is what it is. I'm a hot mess, y'all. I need to get to a schedule and not fall asleep. But the first article in here that I want to go over is the monkish combat in the arena of promotion. And basically, it is a chart with attacks and blocks. And you basically write down 6 moves, and then you just reveal them and compare them and then look at the chart. I think it'd make a neat card game. So put it on cards and do that. Lay out your 6 cards, flip your cards. Maybe flip them out like flip 1, 2, 3. I did find it interesting, and I do believe we tried this back when I read it ages ago. High block covers shoulders and head. Middle block covers shoulders to belt line. Low block, X block low. Knee block. Then you got your reverse punch, back fist, knife hand, front kick, head kick, side kick, sweep, and stamp. It's interesting. And then you check the charts. Like reverse punch versus head block is 2, double damage. So, and then you have other options on here. Rest, jump back, jump forward, duck. It's interesting. It is interesting. And it has little illustrations like you find on a little scroll for Wheel Adventures or something. It would be fun to play with, I guess, to play around with. I sent these guys the links, but where I'm at, like 2 hours late, I get it. Someone's a hot mess. And it's me. So this will probably be quick. This thing's a short story. It's going back to the gnome catch about, and these short stories are strung between each edition of Dragon, so each issue, and then it pops back into the search for the Forbidden Chamber, which is making fun of putting too much pop culture or having a totally gonzo game. I mean, the characters are Ralph Adelamius, a.k.a. Ralph the Wizard, Dimwit the Dwarf, and Lumbo the Elf. I actually enjoy reading this, and I'm looking forward to reading number 3, to read some more of it. It is ridiculous. Ridiculously funny. Hints for the Judges, Part 3, Dungeons. And this goes over traps. It's a neat article. I think we've done traps to death since then. Actually, see this. Read this, see if there's anyone actually talking. Oh, anyway, one watching. I'm surprised someone's watching, and I apologize because I'm a hot mess. The short stories are good. I mean, they're obviously amateur written, but it's really just players or DMs writing their stuff and sending it in. The next story, Shadow of a Demon, I honestly didn't read it, and it's by Gardner Fox. And I think he published a few other actual novels, if I remember off the top of my head. I didn't actually read this one. It's a little longer than the rest, but it is on my list. It looks like it's like a 3-page story. I didn't read it. The Feathered Serpent is the next story / historical thing about Quetzalcoatl. It's not bad. I mean, people talking about we didn't do enough for this community, that community. Horseshit. It was always there. This is Dragon Magazine #2, man. It's like 1977. So they did talk about these other cultures in your games. Now, the creature feature, these early versions of the creature feature things were very, very small. This is basically 75% image and 25% words. It goes over the Rimmerez as being the only heat creature that loves cold climates, and it's true. You don't find too many fire creatures in icy cold clouds, except for the Rimmerez. And the Rimmerez is one of them creepy bug creatures, too. Wings on the head, belly bots up, burns everything. They do a ridiculous amount of damage. So if you encounter these, somebody could die pretty quick. There's a quick review, not even much about the ecology. It is literally just 2, maybe 3 paragraphs. Goes over its variable AC, do the underside, back, and the head. I don't find it very useful. I mean, it doesn't, it's a 1-page throwaway. And then as you dig through this, more short stories. And I'm talking, this thing is a huge thing of short stories. Then they go a few things for other games, which Dragon was not just D&D. He talked about other game systems, or gave you at least links to them, right? Or not links, but made you aware of them. And then it goes over the NPC class, the Alchemist. And you know what? I think this is the first NPC class in Dragon, was the Alchemist. And you could play it as a character, although I don't know why you would want to. The XP progression is similar to a priest. You don't get to actually make potions till 3rd level, but you can identify potions in 5%, 10%, 20%, 25, 35, all the way up. The neutralized poisons, if you have like a little kit bag, is pretty interesting. And they have a good way to detect poisons. Decent, all percentile based, and at the highest level, you know a certain amount of potions. The special abilities are basically 80% read languages, and then 3rd level is where they can start making potions and acids. Up until then, you're just a glorified torchbearer, to be honest, who can identify poisons in the dungeon pretty easy. And then under the Alchemist potions, it gave level equivalents, right? And the level 6 ones are like longevity, cure disease, regeneration of mind damage. Since we've got to wait till you're a master alchemist 4th circle, whatever that is, at 750,000 XP, and you have 100% ability, 95% ability to neutralize poisons, and 100% chance to identify potions at that level, and neutralize paralysis and detect poison are 100% the level before. But it's that's when you get your 6th level potions. And that's the first time you can cure disease. But you can make people invulnerable to magic at level 4. Invulnerability. I mean, magic weapons to be, yeah, that's good. Not invulnerable to magic. Extra healing is a level 3 potion. It's not bad. Tanglefoot pills. Remember the Tanglefoot bag? Dragon Magazine, 1977, son. You thought everything was original? Yeah, right. But it is across the board stuff. So you have a lot of options with it. I kind of dig it. The next article, variable weapon damage based upon normal or expert. You have normal familiarity weapon, and if you're expert, you get a different die for damage. I toyed around with that with class damage when I played Labyrinth Lord. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I think weapons should be a set static die in your game, or it gets confusing, in my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I much like Dragon 1 over Dragon 2 over it. And that was it. Dragon Magazine 2 was basically a huge list of short stories, an NPC class, and a fun little martial arts game. That was it. That was it. I'm looking forward to maybe doing Dragon Magazine 3 and have someone to talk to about it. Maybe I'll send it to them and make sure they read it before they're available. Today was all on me, guys. I did an old man moment. I fell asleep in my recliner like a champ. Granted, I was very tired. But that's it. Dragon 2 is a skippable, in my opinion, unless you're really into the doing something with the alchemist in your game, or like variable weapon damage, where it's normal familiarity versus an expert getting like crazy damage. Dragon Magazine 2 is kind of a thumbs down for me. Dragon Magazine 1, thumbs up. Dragon Magazine 2, thumbs down. Anyway, I'll do this again next week. Maybe I have somebody